Hey, guys, we're down here at Waterfront, and GTO Good Old Boys got a big announcement coming up in about 11 days. We have a tournament that is, in the past, been one of the biggest tournaments on this lake, and it is the Bill Lewis Rattle Trap Tournament. So GSM has purchased Bill Lewis, and they have got it swapped back to the rattle trap, to whereas all you can use is lipless crankbaits made by Bill Lewis. You can't use any just crankbaits. It's got to be a rattle trap. It's got to be a rattle trap, a lipless crankbait. We're going to cover all the rules in it and the registration and when you can and can't. GTO is going to be the host of this. We'll let you know when you can register, how you can register, and things like that. All right, to start off with it's a $100 boat entry, and this is for a team tournament, but you can fish individually. You got an optional $20 big fish pot. First place is $2,500, and that's based on at least 25 boats. So, guys, back in the day, there was 300 to 330 boats in this tournament. And do you remember fishing it, Matt?
I do, and I personally didn't fish it, but I know guys scheduled their vacation. They scheduled motels, Airbnbs, your cabins, just for that tournament.
Exactly.
So it was a big deal.
It was a year-to-year thing, and people would book the cabins a year in advance just to fish this tournament. So it's a fun tournament, guys. Catching a fish off a rattle trap is probably the funnest way of fishing.
Absolutely. I'd rather do that than go scoping any day of the week.
Exactly. And so there's going to be all a level playing field.
Yep.
So everybody's going to be fishing the same bait. There's 100% payback in this tournament.
Yeah, this tournament's going to grow. Like you're getting in on the ground up. I say the ground up. Obviously, we've had it in the past, but it's starting over. And with you guys hosting it and Mike directing it, I think it can only get bigger. And with GSM getting behind it,
right,
it's only going to go up.
I'm telling you, GSM is a fantastic vendor for us to be dealing
Absolutely.
with. They are second to none. And now the 100% payback, remainder of payout based on number of boats, of course. I want to get all the rules and all of that in there. Now we're going to go with Rule 1. It's strictly Bill Lewis lipless rattle trap baits only to be used. That includes the rattle traps, the knocking traps, the floating traps, and the hammer traps. No crankbaits. Other lures do not have to be removed from your boat. The use of other baits will result in immediate disqualification. So do you have anything to put in that?
I think fishermen as a whole, they're honest people. They're good people. I mean, they'll give you the shirt off their back. So I don't see a problem with that rule because you're not going to have trouble out here, I don't think.
That's exactly right. We got a lot of good folks around here that just love to have fun. And, I mean, this is what it's all about, is having fun.
Absolutely. And
it's exciting.
And if guys haven't thrown the hammer trap on Guntersville in the spring, they're missing out. That is one of the better rattle traps on the market.
That sounds like a winner. And we're going to go out after a while and show you what we have here at Waterfront. Then we're going to go to Guntersville Tackle and show you what we have down there. And then we're going to visit Goose Pond a little bit this afternoon.
You're going to see them all.
That's exactly right. So anglers will be able to launch at any ramp on Lake Guntersville with a designated time to start fishing and a designated time to weigh in at Goose Pond. And Goose Pond has a parking lot that can hold 250-plus boats.
And ice cream.
No, we ain't got ice cream
Oh,
yet.
You letting me down on the ice cream
The
ball.
only ice cream, if it's 16 degrees like it is right now, we can put some cream out there and let it freeze.
Well, Janet's going to have to watch this. We got to get on that ice cream machine.
We are trying to get that ice cream machine ready to go, but we ain't got the room right now, and you know how Jana is.
Oh, I do.
She can make room out of a little rat hole.
Absolutely.
And so she's working hard on that, but it's going to be fun. We will eventually have ice cream. I promise you that. We've got the ice cream maker ready.
At least you've got hot pizza and food.
We do have Hunt's Pizza. We've got breakfast. We've got dinner. Dinner. I call it lunch. Well, I call it breakfast, dinner, and supper. So we've got breakfast and dinner.
You can't find a better ramp to have a tournament out of that can accommodate 250 boats.
That's exactly right. And I think they can 4 put in at a time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. 4 can put in at a time. And, of course, you don't have to launch there, though.
You don't.
You can launch anywhere.
But the breakfast sure is good.
You got that shot right here at Waterfront. It ain't bad.
Absolutely.
So Goose Pond and Waterfront will be open. Mike Carter, a local guide here on the lake, is going to be the tournament director. He will not be fishing. and I want to make that plain. He will not be fishing. Guides can fish this tournament, but Mike will not be fishing. He's going to be at Goose Pond, 4 o'clock that Sunday morning on February the 2nd. So y'all mark it down. It's 11 days off. February the 2nd, Mike Carter will be there at 4 o'clock taking registrations if you choose to wait till that time before you register. Yeah. If you don't want to pre-register, but we will talk about pre-registering here in just a second. So, you know, we're going to have breakfast biscuits ready, biscuit and gravy, bacon, sausage, tenderloin, ham. You name it, we're going to have it. And it's Jana will be there grinning, and she's all excited about this.
There's nobody better at it.
That's exactly right. It's a team tournament. So that says that 2 can fish. And if you choose to fish by yourself, that's fine. You can fish by yourself. So I guess that's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
And so there's a 5-fish limit. It's a 15-inch limit on largemouth and smallmouth, and a 12-inch limit on spots that can be weighed in. All right? The winner and a random draw of the top 10 finishers will be subject to a polygraph test. So the winner's going to get a polygraph test, plus a random of the next 9 is going to be subject to have a polygraph test.
That's a good thing, and I don't think you'll have a minute's trouble.
I don't either. I think everything will be fine right down to the point.
Yeah.
And, okay, here's a good one right here. All complaints, protest, if you want to throw a temper tantrum, that's sort of tongue-tying, but
it is.
I got it out pretty good. It must be submitted before weigh-in is finished. Now, that can be before the weigh-in is finished. So you can come in if you want to protest it, or if you got a complaint, you'll talk to Mike Carter prior to the weigh-in being finished. All temper tantrums are directed to Mike Carter.
So if you're mad, you talk to Mike. If you're happy, you call Paul, Matt, Jana, JD, any of us here at Waterfront.
There you go.
Okay,
that's what I'm talking about. We got the happy side. He's got the sucky side.
That's it.
Okay. So now this is an amateur anglers tournament. No bass elites are allowed. FLW, no. MLF anglers, no. They're just not allowed. Guides are allowed to fish. And again, we've let you know that Mike Carter is the tournament director.
I think Mike McCreary's on there too. He can't fish with his 202 or his live bait.
Well, we'll have to check on that because he's got an awful sour look on his face right now. Okay, let's talk about how you can register. Do you have anything to put in before we talk about registering?
I think he's hit the nail on the head on everything. And the registration part of it, from what I've seen here, like if guys come in and pay, it's smooth.
Yes, it is.
It's all right there on the screen. He can keep track of everything. There's no, well, what if this happens or that happens?
Right.
It's all right there.
There's not going to be any online registration, but all registration, pre-registration, can be done at any of our stores.
Yep.
It can be done at Guntersville, at GTO on 69. It can be at Waterfront, or it can be at Goose Pond. So we've got registration forms. What you're going to do is, if you pre-register, you're going to take one of these forms right here. The top up here is the boater. Right here, you'll fill your information out in your name. You'll fill all of this out right here, and then your co-boater will go here. Signatures are required on both at pre-registration. We will take any payment that you want to make to it. We have to turn the money in to them the day of the tournament. So please, if you want to call and register, we'll fill it out for you, and then you just sign it at the meeting. And so everything's going to be good. It should be easy. If you want to pay by credit card, that's fine. We can take payments by credit card. We're going to put each person's name, each boater's name, we're going to put in our system. And we're going to print a receipt out of where they paid and attach it to their registration before we give it to Bill Lewis.
Yep, takes all the error out of it.
Exactly. So we don't want to be, we don't want any complaints. We want all the good things said to us.
Happy people.
That's that. Yeah, we're happy folks here.
That's it.
And so that's all they are as far as pre-registration. At one of the 3 Guntersville Tackle locations, you can pre-register. Mike Carter will be the morning of the tournament. He will be there at 4 a.m. You can also register at that time at Goose Pond. He'll just be at Goose Pond. So if you don't get your registration in, all of a sudden you've got a guy that's a hammer that you want to fish with and, you know, be the net man, then that's great too. Come on in at 4 a.m., get you a biscuit, sit down, eat, get you 2 biscuits. And you can get a sandwich to go out on to finish your day out there at Waterfront too. A lot of the fishermen will get a biscuit in the morning or a breakfast sandwich, and then they'll get a cold sandwich. And what we'll do is put it in a Ziploc bag so it stays fresh, and you can use it, eat it during the day.
Absolutely, it's perfect. I mean, you don't get that service at other gas stations.
And so we're going to do it at Waterfront and Goose Pond.
Yep.
That'll be the 2 locations there. Let's see, I don't know when blast off will be. Mike will come with that with some more updates that we will give you as we learn.
Yep.
And so there's a mandatory meeting that will be at Goose Pond Civic Center Saturday afternoon. Pre-registration starts at 4 p.m. No, I'm sorry. It starts at 3 p.m. with the meeting beginning at 6.
And the Civic Center, I believe, is right on the right as you turn into Goose Pond, is it not?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's about halfway between 79 and
The
Goose Pond
ramp.
tackle. Exactly. The ramp.
Yep.
Exactly. That's exactly what we'd say. So that's where the meeting's going to be, and there's a lot of room to park there also. So it's going to be, the facilities are going to be second to none. I mean, Goose Pond, it's been moved from Guntersville. Used to, it was at Civitan Park, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that's right.
And they weighed in there, so it's now at Goose Pond. So as we can house so many more boats that pull in there with these big sacks, it's going to be weighed.
Oh, absolutely. This is that time of the year. There's no better month to fish Guntersville with a rattle trap than February. January and February for a rattle trap is just phenomenal.
And the big fish have not laid out.
That's it.
That is
You're
exactly
going to catch a big
it.
one.
That's exactly right. The chances of catching a big one is real high.
It's really high, yeah. It's going to take a big one to get big bass in this tournament.
Exactly. The only downfall is they may be a double-digit fish weight. Who knows? I hope they are.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I think there will be.
And so if there was, and it was Bass Cash Bash, and you were paid up on that with a bonus,
I was going to say, when does Bass Cash start?
March 1st. Yeah, that kind of sucks.
We need to call them, see if they can move that back to February, because I think he's already tagged.
We may work on that.
Yeah.
Because he's going to tag some fish out of the rattle trap tournament.
Yep, and I think he tagged some at the ABT, so I know there's some out there swimming around right now.
Yep, he sure did. Pat was there, and he tagged fish already for this year on Bass Cash Bash. So that's another tournament that we're going to highlight here in a few days and make sure that you know all the rules and regulations to it also. Yep. And so, but right now we're on the rattle trap tournament. It's GSM, Bill Lewis rattle traps, and I'm excited about it.
I think it's going to be a huge tournament. I think it's going to grow every year. This is hands down my favorite time of the year to fish in Guntersville.
Yes.
A lot less recreational traffic, obviously, but the fish are just shallow and they eat that trap, and when they hit it hard. They hit it
not fun when you tip it grass and you rip it out of that grass?
There's nothing like it. I mean, people come from all over to fish Guntersville.
Exactly.
Because of a rattle trap. That's all you heard for years, and this tournament was it. I mean, guys come down here once a year to fish that tournament, and that was it.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're going to have participants that's going to be from Indiana. Indiana's a great state. We'll have some probably from Ohio, Illinois. It's going to be Mississippi.
Yeah, there'll be from all over.
There'll be several from Tennessee.
Yeah, there'll be several from Tennessee. So, it's going to be a big deal. I'll be surprised at how big this thing gets over the next couple of years. I mean, it's going to grow. Too. It just is. We've got guys since the Battle of the Brand started that were kind of upset that it went away from just the trap tournament.
Right.
And now that that's back, I know they're excited because they come in here every day. So
yes, they are.
So
and it's fired. I mean, I'm not a good fisherman, but I'm a dummy, and a dummy can catch fish off a rattle trap.
Just remember, a broken clock is right twice a day, so you'll be fine.
So if I got the luck behind me, I make that cast, and I can be right in there in the top.
Yeah.
And so, but that's about everything we've got as far as the rattle trap tournament rules. Can you think anything we left out?
I think you covered it. I think what we need to do now is really showcase what Guntersville Tackle has as far as rattle traps, and we have them. I mean, if you can't find the color they're biting on Guntersville right now, you don't need it.
And guys, to let you know we have another order of traps in, and they should be here within the next 4 or 5 days. I will have Jana check on that and make sure. And so we're going to be restocked with good traps. And we just had the good traps that's coming in are the ones we're out of on the shelf.
Yep, I know.
So that's the ones that they want. And we're going to, first come, first serve. And when they're gone, of course. But we would really love for y'all to fish this tournament. It's you could run the family, father, son, brother, sister, husband, wife. It don't matter.
Yep. You need orange rattle trap, chunk and wind.
Chunk and wind and hold on.
That's it.
Hope for a little luck on your side.
That's it, little luck. They call it fishing, not catching, so you need a little bit of it.
There you go. Well, guys, if y'all have any questions, please contact one of our stores. You've got Guntersville Tackle and Outdoors on Highway 69. You've got Waterfront on Highway 79. And then you've got Goose Pond. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's in Scottsboro, but I'm going to call it Goose Pond, Alabama.
I like it.
We got Waterfront, Alabama, and we got Goose Pond, Alabama, and we got Guntersville, Alabama.
Population, all y'all.
All y'all. Every one of you. If you don't believe it, we got signs up.
It.
That's it. So, guys, y'all get excited about this tournament. This is going to be a good one, one of the best tournaments on the lake.
I agree.
And so, it's right up there with the Big Bass Splash, and so get out and get to fishing.
Yep.
I mean, you're going to catch fish.
You're going to catch fish. It's not going to be the problem.
That's right.
Getting the right bite.
That's exactly right. So I want to wish y'all good luck. Y'all have tight lines, and y'all do it to it, guys. Y'all have a great day. Thanks a lot.